Hello everyone, I hope you all are doing well. Welcome to video lecture 6. Today we will discuss about post-fertilization events of sexual reproduction. So don't forget to use your headphones for better sound quality. So let's move further. There are three important events in sexual reproduction: pre-fertilization, fertilization and post-fertilization events. Pre-fertilization and fertilization events को हम already discuss कर चुके हैं lecture 5 में. Now today we will discuss about post-fertilization events. In post-fertilization events, we will discuss zygote development and embryogenesis. So now first we will begin with zygote development. In zygote development, we will discuss about development of zygote in plants, including algae and animals. Now what is zygote? So male and female gamete fuse to form a single diploid cell that is called zygote. So male and female gamete fuse करते हैं और fuse करके diploid cell बनाते हैं that is called zygote. Now, what are the factors on which zygote development depends in plants, including algae? Here we will discuss types of life cycle and exposure to external environment. Let us begin with the type of life cycle. First is haplontic, second is diplontic and third is haplodiplontic. इसको डिटेल में आपने previous year पढ़ा होगा. यहाँ पे हम इसको briefly discuss करेंगे. So before moving further, you have to remember two terms. First is gametophyte and second is sporophyte. Now plant body which produce gametes is called gametophyte and plant body which produce spores is called sporophyte. Gametophyte haploid होगा and sporophyte diploid होगा. तो इन 2 points को आपको ध्यान में रखना है so that you can understand all these 3 types of life cycle easily. बट आपको मैं सबसे पहले क्लियर कर दूं, हैप्लॉन्टिक लाइफ साइकिल का मतलब ये नहीं है कि सिर्फ इसमें हैप्लॉइड फेस होगा, डिप्लॉइड फेस नहीं होगा. डिप्लॉन्टिक लाइफ साइकिल का मतलब ये नहीं है कि सिर्फ उसमें डिप्लॉइड फेस होगा, हैप्लॉइड फेस नहीं होगा. नाउ बिगिन विद द हैप्लॉन्टिक लाइफ साइकिल. सो हियर एज यू हैव सीन देयर इज अ डिप्लॉइड zygote. It undergoes meiosis and produce haploid spores. Haploid spores undergoes mitosis and produces gametophyte. As far as the diploid phase concerned, it is represented by a single cell zygote. However, the haploid phase is represented by a multicellular gametophyte. Gametophyte is the dominant phase and it is free living or independent. And the major functions are performed by gametophyte. So this type of life cycle is called haplontic life cycle. Examples are algae like Spirogera, Volvox and few species of Chlamydomonas. Now moving to the diplontic life cycle. Here you have seen the diploid zygote undergoes mitosis and produce diploid sporophyte and few cells of sporophyte undergoes meiosis and forms haploid gametophyte. Now here you have to understand that the dominant phase is sporophyte, which is diploid, free living or you can say independent and multicellular phase. However, the gametophyte is haploid and consists of one or few cells. The sporophyte is the dominant phase and multicellular phase, and major functions are performed by this diploid sporophytic phase. This type of life cycle is called diplontic life cycle. Example gymnosperms, angiosperms. Now यहाँ पे समझते हैं कि haplontic और diplontic life cycle में basic difference क्या है. So basic difference ये है कि zygote immediately undergoes meiosis and produce haploid spores. But here in diplontic life cycle, zygote first undergoes mitosis and produces sporophyte and then few cells of sporophyte undergoes meiosis to form gametophyte. Moving to the third type of life cycle, that is called haplodiplontic life cycle. What is important to understand in haplodiplontic life cycle, that both sporophyte and gametophyte phases are multicellular. So in haplodiplontic life cycle, there are two scenarios. The first one in which gametophyte is dominant phase and the second one in which sporophyte is the dominant phase. So in bryophytes, the gametophyte is dominant phase. However, in pteridophytes, the sporophyte is dominant phase. So let us discuss one by one. So what happens in bryophytes? The zygote is the diploid cell. It undergoes mitosis and produces sporophyte, which is diploid. Few cells of sporophyte called sporophytic cells undergoes meiosis and produce spore of haploid spores. And haploid spores germinate to form gametophyte. The gametophyte is haploid, photosynthetic, free living or independent phase. This represents the dominant phase of life cycle. However, the sporophyte is diploid, but it is short-lived and partially or totally depend upon gametophyte for its nutrition. And both are multicellular. It is considered as a haplodiplontic life cycle in which gametophyte is dominant phase. Now come to the example of pteridophytes. In pteridophytes, zygote undergoes mitosis and produces sporophyte. Spore mother cells in sporophyte undergoes meiosis and produce haploid spores, and haploid spores germinate to form gametophyte. In this, here sporophyte is the dominant phase. It is diploid, photosynthetic, free-living and multicellular. However, the gametophyte is short-lived, but it is independent, multicellular, autotrophic or saprophytic in nature. Sporophyte is the dominant phase, but both sporophyte and gametophyte are independent. Now taking next factor, that is exposure to external environment. So इसको एल्गी के एग्जांपल से समझते हैं. So उनकी जो जाइगोट होती है उसके ऊपर थिक वॉल होती है और दैट थिक वॉल इज रेजिस्टेंट टू डैमेज एंड ड्राइनेस, जिसे हम डेसिकेशन भी कहते हैं. सो इट अंडरगोज द पीरियड ऑफ रिड्यूस्ड एक्टिविटी और रेस्ट बिफोर जर्मिनेशन, एंड दिस इज हाउ दे यूज द मैकेनिस्टिक अप्रोच टू cope up with the harsh conditions. So I hope you have understand this. Now moving to embryogenesis. So development of zygote into embryo is known as embryogenesis, and there are two events in embryogenesis. First is cell division or mitosis, and second is cell differentiation. So cell division occurs through mitosis, which results in increase in number of cells, and once the number of cells increase, they group to perform specialized functions, and that is called cell differentiation. Now moving to the next topic. So here we will discuss about oviparous and viviparous animals. So वो animal जो fertilized egg lay करते हैं, they are called oviparous animals. ऐसे animals के अंदर zygote का development female parent की body के बाहर होता है, and after a period of incubation, young ones are hatch out from these fertilized eggs. एंड वो एनिमल्स जो अनफर्टिलाइज्ड एग ले करते हैं, दे आर कॉल्ड विविपेरस एनिमल. ऐसे एनिमल्स के अंदर जाइगोट का जो डेवलपमेंट है वो फीमेल पेरेंट की बॉडी के अंदर होता है. फॉर एग्जांपल ह्यूमंस एंड अदर मैमल्स आल्सो. सो इसको नोट डाउन कर लीजिए. दोज एनिमल्स विच लेज फर्टिलाइज्ड एग आर कॉल्ड ओविपेरस एनिमल्स. इन सच एनिमल्स जाइगोट डेवलपमेंट अकर्स आउटसाइड द बॉडी ऑफ फीमेल पेरेंट. एग्जाम्पल reptiles, birds and amphibians. Those animals which lays unfertilized egg are called viviparous animals. In such animals, zygote development occurs inside the body of female parent. For example, humans and other mammals also. Now there are two questions. First one is, why survival chance of young ones in oviparous animals are lower as compared to viviparous animals? And the second question, why eggs of amphibians covered with calcareous shell? So let us take a second question first. Why eggs of amphibians covers with calcareous shell? So जैसा कि हम जानते हैं कि जो oviparous animals होते हैं, they lay fertilized egg. And once they lay the fertilized egg, it is exposed to the environment. So there is a risk of damage from predators. So to protect from damage from predators and other environmental risk, eggs are covered by hard calcareous shell. Now the second question is, why the survival chance of young ones are lower in oviparous animals, or you can say why the survival chances of young ones are comparatively higher in viviparous animals. In viviparous animals, survival chances of young ones are comparatively higher. So as you have know that the development of zygote occurs inside the body of female parent in viviparous animals. So there is a proper embryonic care and protection is provided. Now let's move to the next concept. So basically यहाँ से कभी कभी क्वेश्चन आ जाता है कि what is the fate of different reproductive and floral parts after fertilization. So fertilization के बाद different floral parts and reproductive parts का क्या होता है? Zygote develops into embryo, ovule develops into seed, and ovary develops into fruit. Pistil retains with the flower, and stamen, sepals and petals they wither and fall off. It means वो सूख जाते हैं और झड़ जाते हैं. Now there is one more definition, that is what is pericarp. The fruit coat is called pericarp. Okay, so these are the some differences जो कि आपको आने चाहिए ये लेक्चर्स को कवर करने के बाद. So as you have seen on the screen, the difference between asexual sexual reproduction, unisexual bisexual flower, monoecious and dioecious plants, external and internal fertilization, ovipary and vivipary, parthenogenesis and parthenocarpy. Question और आता है about the number of chromosomes in different organisms. So उसमें सबसे पहले ध्यान रखना है कि आपको जो नंबर ऑफ क्रोमोसोम्स अगर पूछा जाएगा वो डिप्लॉइड सेल में पूछा है या हैप्लॉइड सेल में पूछा है. एंड डिप्लॉइड सेल को हम मियोसाइट भी कहते हैं, गैमीट मदर सेल भी कहते हैं. और अगर हैप्लॉइड सेल्स में पूछा है तो यू हैव टू डिवाइड the number of chromosome in diploid cell by 2. So Ophioglossum is a fern and it is reported to have highest chromosome number in diploid and haploid cells. So Ophioglossum की diploid cell में 1260 chromosomes होते हैं and haploid cells में उसके half 630 chromosomes होते हैं. इसके अलावा you have to remember the chromosomes number in other organisms as well, like fruit fly, which is also called Drosophila. It has 8 chromosomes in diploid cell. Housefly has 12 chromosomes in diploid cell. Rice plant has 24 chromosomes in diploid cell. Maize plant has 20 chromosomes in diploid cell. And dog has 78 chromosomes in diploid cell. और अगर आपको haploid में convert करना है तो आप 2 से divide करके convert कर सकते हैं. So apart from this, there are 1 or 2 points उसको आप याद रखिएगा. Chara, which is an algae. The male sex organ is called Anthridium and female sex organ is called Oogonium. I spell out OOGONIUM Oogonium and ANTHERIDIUM Anthridium. So I hope आपको ये वीडियो पसंद आया होगा. So if you like the content of this video, so don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Thank you very much for watching the video. Develop, nourish and amplify your knowledge. Stay blessed. Thank you.